Hello, it's Angie, Weasel539, back with the second part of the craft tour. Did my first part earlier tonight. This afternoon I went to the range to get some mount board to remount some pictures for my parents, and while I was there I got a few craft things, but they also had, they were putting out all like the Christmas decorations and things. And I did get a few things that, well, a few things that I want to use on Christmas projects, and a few things that I'm hoping to use on sort of non-Christmassy projects. The first one is 3 like iridescent white snowflakes. I won't be using those linked together. I'll be using those sort of like as individual snowflakes. Then I got 2 of these, sort of similar, 2 snowflakes with a bit of glitter in the middle and a nice little blingy dangly thing at the bottom there. I'd quite like to use those to stick onto a big stick pin to go on to some Christmas projects, or you could just use the snowflake on its own. This I absolutely adore. It's like a swirly peacock. Does it have a name? No, it doesn't have a name. They had all the decorations in like gold, silver, iridescent. I was looking for a nice pink colour or lilac for my mum's box for something like this, but they only had like a really garish, horrible purple, which is fine for Christmas, but it wasn't the kind of colour I wanted. But I just thought that was so lovely. They had these in like stags as well, and also I think it was a dove. I really liked the peacock type bird. I bought that, a key. Again, I wasn't going to use that for Christmas. I don't actually know what I'm going to use that for at all, but it was only 89p, and it's the kind of thing that they only have out at Christmas. I wish I'd had more money. I could have bought so many of these sorts of things from this section. In all the different colours, they were just gorgeous. Then I bought this. I suppose it's like a snowflake drop. And I was thinking about that on my friend's box that I want to make, her Christmassy box. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I think that was £1. So they're not really expensive at all. Just they would sell them other than Christmas. Then I bought bead garlands. Again, they had this in different colours, and I thought that this could probably be used not just for Christmas. I thought this could probably be used any time. Just get it all out of the packaging. Have a look. It's 9 foot long, so it's quite long. And that is just gorgeous. That is just like, it's like a bead wire with all sorts of like iridescent type beads on, and silver beads as well. That is just absolutely gorgeous. It's really like that. I nearly bought it in blue, a bit like an ice blue. That's how I would love to have done, but I just didn't have enough money. Oh, there's a bit of wire. I'm just going to take that off. It's a bit dangerous. But yeah, that's that. Really, really, really pleased with that. I bought myself a new watermark ink pad. I'm sure I've got about 3 of these, and I'm sure they just keep disappearing. I don't know where they go. I really don't. I quite like using those at Christmas with glitters and things. I found these. They're just plastic snowflakes with like a little silver bling in the middle. What I actually wanted was like a snowflake to go on the end of like a stick pin for making stick pins for Christmas cards. I tried to get some on eBay, but I started off a bid, but they got too high. I thought, no, it's just silly. but these, although they're not a bead, I could actually glue them to an eye pin, so they could sort of sit on the flat bit of the eye pin, which I've done that before actually with another single snowflake earlier on this year, which was what gave me the idea. Then I bought this embossing folder. These are by Papermania. They're a British company. I've got quite a few of their embossing folders, and this one is it goes with a collection called Happy Days, and it's a lot of sort of sewing, embroidery, homemade type papers and products. And this one's like the graph paper that you'd use in kind of sewing, like a cut out circle, a rose and some needles or pins, safety pin buttons, scissors, thimbles, that sort of thing around the edge. So I look forward to using that. And I found this, which is My Paper Stash, which is the same make as the Alice in Wonderland booklet that I showed earlier. And there's 8 toppers on there, all die cut, really nicely foiled around the edge. Very sort of elegant, happy looking ladies. And with it comes a piece of card as well. I never quite know how to use card like that. I never quite know where to cut it. It's too pretty to cut. So I bought that for the toppers really, more than anything. They were just £1. And then in the same range I found, they only had one of those left and one of these left, which I thought was quite strange. Two sheets. Are they the same? Yep, they're the same. All sorts of matching Christmas sentiments, all die cut. I think they're great. I bought some of those when I went on holiday to Wales in the same My Paper Stash range, but I hadn't seen this before. And I think for £1, I think they're really good value. I bought these set of stamps. They're quite nice because they're number stamps, but they're quite large and they're quite decorative. I've got my sister-in-law is going to be 50, so I thought I could use these. I don't know why I've never bought a set of number stamps before. I don't know why. I think I've got a small set that I think came with some of them, but I've never really bought a really nice set. I like the way that there's like flourishes and swirls, and you've got th, rud, and st as well. So that's really nice. I bought a new Made by Crafter's Companion. I've just run out of the iridescent spray and sparkle, and what it is, it's a gloss varnish with ultra fine glitter in it. I use, when I make my boxes, I spray it over. I mean, I have got a plain spray, but using the one with just a little bit of iridescent glitter in it, it really sets it off and looks nice. So that's that, a new bottle of that. Then the box I'm doing for my mum is going to be pink and lilac, and what I use are tester pots, you know, paint pots, just tester pots. I have got some pinks and some lilacs, but not a lot, so I thought, because I use a lot of this colour, so I bought a lavender, a sorbet and a dusted fondant. They had one of those that somebody had opened actually, and it's quite darker than it looks, so it's really, really pretty pink. So I find these really great to use on boxes and wooden projects, because they're only like 99p, so they're not expensive and you're not wasting a lot of paint. Today at the range I bought 2 of these because I like them so much. 300 centimetres, so that's 3 meters on each Christmas ribbon, and it's it just says Merry Christmas, and it's like that fabric, I can't think what it's called. I'm trying to open it as well. See, open. Oh, it feels lovely. You could almost scrunch it up and it's not a seam binding, but it's kind of a bit like that. You could kind of scrunch it up and make it kind of quite vintagey and distress. You could sort of distress the edges. It's that type of woven fabric. So I thought that was really quite nice. So I bought 2 of those. They were only £1. Again, I thought really good value. Now I bought this the other day and I'm really pleased with it, and I can't wait to use it. It's you know, the tissue tapes that people use, they're quite expensive over here, and I keep meaning to look up on YouTube how people make them. I think they use them with masking tape, but I'm not sure. Hobbycraft have just started selling these, and I thought, oh great, and I had a look and I thought, oh, they hadn't got loads. They got about 20-25 different types, and they were either just plain colour or spots or checks, so they weren't really that exciting. But in the middle of all of them, I came across this one, and I love this. It's called newspaper print, and it is exactly that. It's like a grey tape, and it's got all sorts of bits of words and pictures exactly like newspaper print on it. So I thought that was really cool, and I bought 2 of them because, knowing Hobbycraft, they won't sell it for very long. They're really good at that. They start selling something and then they just stop. Today I found these. I saw them before and I nearly bought them, and I'm glad I didn't. They're Forever Friends stickers. They were £1.99 and they were £1, and I nearly bought them at £1 and I didn't, and I'm so glad I didn't because they're 50p now. And they are sort of ballerinas there, and like little prince and princesses, and I've bought those for my goddaughter because she loves stickers and she loves making cards and she loves Forever Friends, and she's a ballet dancer, so I will send her those with her voucher at Christmas. I've been using feathers, and I've got quite a lot of brightly coloured ones. These being my favourite brightly coloured ones, the ones with like the spots, dots kind of on them. I think they're really nice. But I was wanting some more natural, sort of neutral colours. So while they were still on 3 for 2, I decided to get 3 packs. So I got another pack of the dots that I've just shown you. Then they're sort of the plain, neutral, sort of creams, browns, yellows sort of colours. It's called Natural Feathers. And then these are Luxury Natural Deluxe. They're the same, they're the natural colours, but they do have some with the spots in as well, so they will be absolutely perfect. How do people actually keep, if you use feathers, how do you actually store them? Because no matter what I seem to put them in, they just fly out whenever you open the pack. Drives me mad. The last thing I bought, or the last 3 things that I bought, never ever seen these before. The Tim Holtz Craft Core collection by Coordinations, and it says perfect partner with Sizzix. I like using these. I like these small size pads for matting and layering, and also using embossing folders with. And these, they're quite, it says nostalgic collection. It is quite vintage colours, you can see at the top there. They're 72 in total, and when you rip it or tear it or sand it or whatever you're going to do to it, inside, the inside colour is like the back. It's like craft paper, so that's why it's called Craft Core. So I thought that was quite nice, a little bit different, not seen that before. Then the other one is Tim Holtz and Ranger Distress Collection, and all the colours are all his distressing, well not all of his distressings, but they're all distressing colours. So you've got aged mahogany, fired brick, barn door, tea dye, rusty hinge, etc. And then when you sand, tear or emboss, whatever colour the paper starts with, it's got the lighter shade of that same colour inside, so it'll look really nice sanded down. And then this one, again by Coordinations, it's just cardstock neutrals. It's a smaller pack, £3.99. I'm not actually sure whether these it says perfect with emboss and die cut tools. I'm assuming that when you rip it or sand it or tear it, I think you get the lighter neutral colour underneath, like in the picture, I think. So I do like that size. The only other thing I got today, and it wasn't actually anything I purchased, it was something that was free, was the range do a lot of wallpaper, and they always have open samples that you can take a piece of. Well, I did take 4 samples. They've got this range out called City, and I thought, how wonderful would this paper be for like using bits on tags and things. And it's all to do with like London, I think. I mean, the bit I can read, it says the pigeons, something on historic steps, while something it turns, the tides of the Thames continues to swirl as they have done for hundreds of years. The street markets in Covent Garden sound the chatter of excited shoppers, while the cool still of Regent's Park, something sanctuary, eccentric yet captivating in foggy London town, a high street fit for the biggest show on something that will bear something crown and palace. I just thought that was wonderful, and there's all like London kind of landmarks on it as well, and I just thought that would be really nice on a little bit of that on tags and stuff. So I've got, they're really generous actually, they don't really care how much you take. So I've got some of that one, and I've got this one which is the same type of thing but in a black background with like gold. This one, I'm not totally sure what this one's like. Similar words again, but it's all in blues and reds. Can you see that? And about the Queen and Big Ben, pigeons, landmarks. I just think it's just wonderful. And the last one, I think this was actually called landmarks, I think, or something weird, and it's like bird cages. I don't know if you can see, or like little bird cages in there. A bit big really for a card, but I just thought, you know, it could be useful for something, and as I've got the car, I thought I'll come home while I can. So I think that's it for now. I enjoyed seeing everything, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.